Alright, this Guild Ball video is going to be about the Season 3 changes to the teams and how well I think it affects them and if it makes them better, worse, what's up. So I'm just going to try to, I'm going to put them into three categories. The ones who I think it helped a lot, the ones who I think it was pretty neutral for, where it's about balance, and the ones who I think it hurt. So I'm going to start off with the team I think got the most improvement from these, and that's the Engineers. Just all around, they got buffed. They weren't that swell. They were like probably the least played team besides the Hunters, and they came out before the Hunters, so that would make sense that they would be second. Yeah, a lot of the characters got buffed. Ballista got buffed, so Minefield's always active. He has a legendary play that's like a super kick. Salvo became a way better striker, and it's just awesome. They buffed Ratchet a lot. I think they buffed Colossus a little bit. I think they gave Velocity like a little bit of something that gives her extra defense or something. Hoist now has true replication. It's free, but it's only from a friendly character, so you can just have like double tooled up, double blast earth, crazy stuff like that. So they went from to very good looking. I'd say the second team that seems to have improved the most would probably have to be the Butchers. Meat Hook now is like an auto include. You know, she went from 1-4 to 2-3. She causes bleed, -1 defense just from hitting them once with 1 damage on 1 hit. She has tooled up now, it's super awesome. Boar went up to +3 on his defense, 3+ instead of 2+, and has a way better playbook now. So he's looking pretty good. And most of the other people stayed the same. They nerfed Shank a little bit, made him be 2-3 instead of 2-4. I think they nerfed Brisket a little bit, but overall it was a pretty good gain for them. Nothing crazy. Like really, the Engineers are the only ones who benefited a lot from this. Now I'll have to say another set of people who I'd say benefited from it at least somewhat has to be the Alchemist. Now, from the video before this, you'll know I was rather angry about the changes they made to the Alchemist, but for most people I'd say it was an improvement for him. Because Catalyst is better now in most people's eyes. I think they ruined him, but he's definitely more playable now as just a fireman. They made Mercury a little bit better. His Fire Blast now only costs 2 instead of 3. He doesn't have to be by Flask anymore, so you can actually have Naha with them. They switched Midas up, so he's not as good, but some people like it, some people don't. I'm just going to call that as a neutral. I don't like it, but I'm going to try to be objective here. Most of the other people stayed the same for them. Now, on to another one. I'd say probably there's 2 more who didn't really get hurt. I'd say the Fishermen stayed about the same. I don't really remember any changes for them that were drastic. Maybe just like a few little buffs to some of the people. I don't know. There wasn't a lot going on for them in the forums. And the other one was the Brewers. They buffed Stoker, so now he's playable. But everybody was angry that they didn't boost Stave up to +3, so he's the only +2-0, I think, besides like Cena now. So I think they nerfed Friday a little bit. They nerfed Tapper a little bit. I forget what else they did for them, but they're sorta meh. They got buffed a little bit. They got nerfed a little bit. So now on to the ones who were not helped that much by these changes. You got now these aren't any. They're gonna be in a little bit of an order. Really, the last people are the ones who I think got screwed over the hardest. So the Masons got hurt. The Monkey lost tooled up. Tower gained tooled up. Most people like the new tower more, but some people still like the old one more. So he sort of got better. And a lot of the other characters didn't get that much better, or got nerfed a little bit. I think they boosted Harmony a little bit. They hurt the monkey. I think they hurt Flint a little bit. With the way the Union is, they got hurt some too, I think. I'll come back to them in a second. I'll go on to the next one, which is the Morticians. The Morticians got hit pretty hard. For one, a lot of them lost some health. Like, I know Silence lost some health. Even though most people across the board lost health, but I know in particular Silence lost health. Obulus lost health. Obulus lost health, an attack, a max influence, a max, and he doesn't get an influence from misdirection, I think, now. But yeah, Silence lost his, so they went boring. So now there's no like 1-4 characters. There's only like 0. There's like 1-0-2 in Cena, and the rest are all 2-4. So that's boring. So they nerfed Silence, so he only goes 2-4, which is stupid. They made his health go down, and they didn't really boost any of them up at all. Oh yeah, they gave it so Graves now that has 2-4 and tooled up, but that's about it. Nothing special there. They ripped the Union to shreds. Now you can only include one Union model in your lineup. They made Mist worse by a lot. Who else did they hit? They made Avarice and Greed basically. They're gonna be a no list now because they activate at the same time. They made it so that they switched Gutter some, so now that she can only use her hook if she's engaged. So I heard that's mixed feelings from people, because it's good because you can pull people in better, but then you can't just use it. They nerfed Coin, so he's not as good. He only has like a 1-inch reach, and something weird happens. I forget what the allocating the stuff. Yeah, they buffed what's his name though, Harry the Hat. Harry the Hat got buffed a ton, but he was like the worst character in the game, so they should have buffed him, and he's not even super mega amazing now. But now he has like a 2-inch reach. He has like a weird thing where you get like free pad, like helping hand passes after you pass the ball. He has the Molotov. Yeah, so he's okay, but a lot of the other people got worse. Oh yeah, and they completely screwed over Blackheart too. So now his aura's not damage, it's like kicking or something stupid, and they just made him way not as good. Oh, the one thing I did forget about the Butchers is they did nerf Filet a little bit. Not a ton, but they did nerf for a little bit. Alright, and now on to the... so then for the Masons... The other things they did is... They didn't buff Hammer at all. People thought they were going to buff him, but nope. Yeah, I know a lot of the Masons people were angry because both of their mascots, they don't like either of them now that the monkey lost tooled up. But yeah, and they don't like how Marbles' new thing is he can countercharge it with brick. People don't like that either. Yeah. So. Oh yeah, and oh yeah, they nerfed Flint some. Yeah, but the last people who I think should have been buffed a little bit were not buffed is the Hunters. Basically, they nerfed Theron a little bit, and by nerfing him, they nerfed Hearn a little bit, and like the rest of the people are all the same. So unless like new people are gonna come out that are amazing, they really they got hit hard. Their only character that got boosted was Cena, and nothing even crazy. Just now, like it can knock one person away with a roar at the start of the turn, 2 inches, and its playbook's a little bit better. That's it. So it didn't even get buffed that good. Now, and no one else got buffed. So Chaska didn't get buffed. Zorola, Egret, like none of them got buffed. They just didn't change. So yeah, I mean, I was really expecting some of them to get better, because the hunters aren't bad, but they're definitely the hardest out of everyone, and some of their characters are just one-trick ponies. So yeah, that's the changes that happened from Season 3. I'll have to see what happened. Obviously, this isn't going to be the best. I'm not the Guild Ball Master. I'm only the Guild Ball Champion, you could say. Yeah, so that's the video. Hopefully I'll make some more like I said in the last video. You like it? Tell me you like it. You hate it? Make sure you tell me you hate it. If you hate me, make sure you tell me you hate me, so I can cry. Because I'm not that close to crying, so I just need a little incentive, guys. So yeah. Thank you, and tune in for the next video where I go over more Guild Ball stuff. Oh yeah.